Hey everyone, this is the Black Manga Critic here with a video for you guys that are a problem. This isn't a manga review or an anime review or a comic book review. This is me calling out all y'all motherfuckers that are in the YouTube anime and manga community that continue to objectify women, that continue to be misogynistic, and that continue to not really give a shit and do all of this brazen shit that is clearly a problem. So, basically, this is just going to be a video calling y'all out, going through why your content is a problem, why your comments are a problem, and what you can do to fucking be better. So, before I get into all the bullshit, just want to say, look in that description box. There are a few books in there that have been suggested to me by women, and particularly by women of color, that have been like, yo, like, these books will help you be less of a problem, right? And, like, they have helped me be less of a problem. They're amazing books. They, are sharp, witty, straight to the point a lot of the time, and, like, are just very clear about, like, why being, a toxic guy is the problem. Not only in just in fucking life, but on YouTube, in the YouTube anime community and manga community. You gotta stop that shit. So read those damn books. So I think the first thing that I should start with is basically like, the content. Just because I'm gonna get into the comments and that's gonna take like a while. But the content is really straightforward, right? The content is really straightforward. All the stuff that you YouTubers put out in the anime and manga community, some of y'all are absolutely ridiculous. Some of y'all will just be like, yo, man, I like to fuck the shit out of, Khalifa. I like to fuck the shit out of Nami. Or I like to do all these, like, fucking things or whatever to characters that, are so much more than, like, you objectifying them and your misogyny and your stupid-ass comments and stuff like that. Nobody gives a fuck about who, about the characters you want to screw or how super attractive, like, these characters are and things like that. Like, in your sense, right? Like, because, yeah, can you, like, say, like, oh, this character looks great. Like, this character has, like, a great, like, aesthetic and things like that. Sure, you can do that and not objectify women and not be misogynistic, and treat women well and treat, like, the women characters like they're, complex individuals that matter. You know what I mean? So it's just stuff like that, like basic shit, like stop making boob videos about like the best boobs in this manga or anime or the top 5 waifus or stupid ass shit like that. That shit doesn't matter. Nobody, like, I've actually talked with women and girls and stuff like that, and friends that I know, and they're like, yo, we don't like that shit. So maybe you just need to start, talking with women and figuring out why, like, you're being a problem. Because clearly you're not figuring that shit out, like, by yourself. And clearly you're not figuring that shit out with other people who are like you in the YouTube comment section and Twitter and Facebook and all that other shit. So I think that's basically all I'm going to say about in terms of, like, the content. Because that's really basic. It's like, stop making stupid-ass videos about boobs. Stop making stupid-ass videos about top fucking 5 waifus and stuff like that. That doesn't add anything to the content that these women and girls are looking for. A lot of them are looking for content that is, smart, right, analytical, to a certain degree, and says something about the text that they love. Maybe you can say, like, oh, this character is great, but usually when I say a character is great, it's because the character has a particular certain depth. The character adds something to the plot, to the development of, like, particular narratives and things like that. Like, that's the stuff that I'm, like, thinking about. I'm not thinking about, like, whether a character is fucking hot, is a great character because she's hot and stuff like that. Like, no, that shit is stupid. Stop doing that stupid shit. It's not hard. So, we're also going to get into the comment section, and this is going to be the longest part of the fucking video, because I've seen this time and time and time and time again. And yeah, the YouTube content creators, y'all can be a fucking problem, but man, when you get into the fucking comment section, it is absolutely exhausting. I'm a guy, right? I'm a guy, like, I look like a heteronormative guy, right, or whatever. But, like, that shit is still exhausting. Like, the YouTube comment section is still very fucking exhausting, even for me. Like, I'm going into that shit and I'm like, oh shit, man. All y'all still objectifying women, all y'all still being misogynistic, all of y'all are still saying, oh, fuck women, fuck feminism, fuck feminazis, fuck, having conversations with women and trying to understand, what it means to exist as a woman in all of that, like, all of the, like, complex spectrum that is the woman, right? Like, none of y'all want to do that shit. None of y'all want to do that work. None of y'all want to fucking, you know, use your brain cells for more than like 5 seconds. All y'all want to just go on YouTube and make stupid ass fucking comments that are clearly like sometimes disturbing, sometimes like very, very misogynistic, sometimes, you know, objectifying women. And it's like, it's all bad. Very, very point blank, that shit's bad. Stop doing the bad shit. That's not hard, man. Like, it shouldn't be hard. If it is hard, you, like, again, you need to, like, take some time to, like, you know, reevaluate all the shit that you're doing and talk to women and figure out why you're being an issue. And again, if we're looking into the comment section, there's one particular instance where I was watching a YouTuber's video on the Promised Neverland, and I can't remember, you know, what chapter it is or anything like that. It doesn't really matter. But basically, there was one guy who, and he was definitely a fucking guy. Like, it was very clear. And he was just like, why does an Emma look like a girl? That shit's kind of disturbing. I'm like, what are we talking about here? Like, what is that comment, like, how does that comment add anything fruitful to a discussion about the Promised Neverland, about its story, about the character that is Emma, about the plot, about the depth of Emma, about things like that, right? The depth of the plot, the depth of the narrative. What does that question add to any of that? Nothing. All it does is, you know, show that, like, clearly that person is kind of fucking weird and maybe has some, like, you know, pedophilic, like, tendencies, right? Or this person just clearly doesn't fucking respect women and clearly objectifies women and clearly is misogynistic, right? Nobody's like, oh man, Emma didn't look like a girl today. Maybe I should stop reading this fucking manga. Like, no, women don't do that. Girls don't do that. I don't do that. Like, that's stupid, right? And clearly, women thought it were a problem, and girls thought that it was a problem. That comment, because if you look at that, if you looked at that comment, there were like time and time again, women were coming up and being like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like, basically, I mean, they were coming in with, like, sound arguments, shit like that. Some of the guys were coming in with, like, sound arguments. But mainly the women were like, yo, like, dude, you're being a fucking problem. This comment is stupid. Be gone. Right? So, like, stuff like that happens all the time. Like, that's just one fucking video. But if you look at, like, whatchamacallit, like, spectrum of all the fucking videos in the YouTube and anime community that are out there, more often than not, you see, like, people in the comment section making stupid-ass comments. That shit has to stop. It makes women uncomfortable. It makes girls uncomfortable. It makes some guys uncomfortable. And, like, it not only does it, like, take away from you, you know, being able to interact with viewers who have really important things to say and really smart things to say, but it makes you look like a jackass, as not only as a person that's in the comment section, but also as a YouTuber who doesn't say anything about the comments in your comment sections. Like, you can't just, like, let that shit sit there and fester, because, like, then you're complicit. You know what I mean? It doesn't take more than just, like, maybe one or two comments to be like, hey, like, yo, you gotta stop with the bullshit. You gotta stop with the bullshit. Maybe you lose subscribers, but okay, you lose subscribers. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure some of y'all big ass YouTubers are making enough money from external sources, you know, outside of the views and shit, where you can be like, okay, like, if I lose so many subscribers, or if I lose these subscribers, whatever, you know, because you want to, you know, alleviate yourself of these toxic, you know, masculine fucking dudes. Like, you want to relieve yourself of that bullshit. So you have to do that. You have to do that. I guess the last thing that I just wanted to say is that, like, you know, it's not just that, like, I wanted to make this video for whatever reason. It's that, like, people have come to me, right? Women have come to me, girls have come to me, and have been like, you know, friends have come to me and have been like, yo, like, I can't watch these videos, man. Like, a lot of these videos are a fucking problem. Some of these guys don't get it. Some of these guys make me uncomfortable. Some of the people in the and mostly dudes in the comments section make me uncomfortable. And it's like, if you're hearing that shit, you know, I'm hearing that shit. So I make sure that, like, my fucking content, you know, like, not only reflects how I, you know, view myself as, like, as a feminist ally, as someone that, you know, respects women and wants to respect women and wants to continue to do that and wants to continue to, like, learn about, you know, the complexity that is, you know, the woman, right, the existence of the woman. But I just want to make sure that, like, people that come to my videos don't feel like, oh man, like, maybe I need to leave because, like, you know, this person is being, like, misogynistic, or is objectifying women, or is being homophobic, or is being any of those things. I don't want to be any of those things. You know what I mean? So basically, like, if you want to be better, like, if you want to, like, you know, make sure that, like, you're not in the comment section being a problem, and you're not a YouTuber that's being a problem. Like, first thing, talk to women, talk to girls, talk to, you know, people that clearly have things to say, that have opinions on why you're being a problem and why people in your comment section are being a problem. Listen when you're talking to them, because a lot of the times, a lot of dudes will be like, I already know what you're talking about, man. I'm smarter than you. I'm gonna just, take, your stuff, sparingly and go about and do my own shit, right? And like that's the problem. You can't do that. You have to listen. You have to understand why women think you're a fucking problem, and then after you do that, you have to ask them like, hey, like, what can I do to not be a problem? And women and girls will gladly, tell you they've already been doing that shit. They might not even, they might not say like, here's a fucking definition of this thing. They'd be like, go to Google, go read up on some shit, go read some of the people in either in my description box or women that they've read that have really influenced them, that have really, taught them how to talk about this subject. And like, shit like that is really that simple. It's really as simple as like those 3 or 4 steps. Like, do that shit, guys. Stop being a problem. Stop being ridiculous. Make the anime and manga YouTube community somewhere where women and girls can feel like, they can come in and be heard and not feel like they have to, like, oh man, I don't want this guy touching me. I don't want this guy touching me. They're super gross and gnarly and misogynistic, and they objectify women and all sorts of bullshit. Just stop doing that. This isn't just on YouTube. This is Twitter as well. Stop, and Facebook. Stop it with the bullshit. I'm tired of seeing that shit. It's stupid. Stupid. And ridiculous. So that's all I'm going to say about that. You want to have a conversation, feel free to find me on Twitter. Feel free to find me in the comments section. Feel free to find me on Facebook. We could have a discussion about that shit. But like, I'm not necessarily the guy that you should be coming to have a discussion about that. Like, because like there are tons of women out there and tons of girls out there that already get it. They get it better than I do because they're experiencing this shit. So have those conversations. That's all I'm going to say, man. I'm the Black Manga Critic with a video calling some of y'all stupid ass dudes out. And I'm out.